Today we're checking out the new Next Level Racing Formula Lite Pro. Now this whole Lite lineup of cockpits from Next Level Racing is nothing new. Basically it's something that's small and foldable and very affordable that can be put out of the way when you're not using it. Starting from the top, this is a $300 foldable sim racing cockpit that can support wheelbases that are up to 10 Newton meters of torque. Now 10 Newton meters of torque is quite a bit. This Moza R3 that we have here is only 3.9 Newton meters. The G923 from Logitech is only about 2.3 Newton meters of torque. The brand new Turtle Beach Velocity 1 Race is somewhere around 7 Newton meters of torque, and even some Fanatec DD wheelbases can come in around 5 and 8 Newton meters of torque. So this can handle quite a bit of power. At just $300, it is one of the most affordable sim racing cockpits out there. I know Next Level Racing has one that's a little bit more affordable, but doesn't support as much power as this. And what makes it support that power is these extra straps that are on here. That's what gives it its Pro name. You can find some other Pro Lite series cockpits from Next Level Racing in their lineup as well. So this is the Formula Lite. It's designed to give you a more Formula style seating where your feet are a little bit higher, you're a little more laid back, and your wheel is a little bit higher as well as what you would find in like a GT style racing cockpit. Additionally, I believe those GT style cockpits from Next Level Racing do come with a shift lever accessory or a shifter mount. That is not included with the Formula Lite Pro because with most Formula racers and Formula cars, you would not have to worry about a separate stick shift mount. Everything is kind of taken care of with the paddle shifters. So I see this as directly aimed at console gamers who are playing in a living room using a TV and want to be able to pull out this cockpit but cannot leave it set up there all the time. Hence the ability to fold it down pretty easily and put it in the corner of a room or even in a closet. And of course, when folded, the cockpit has wheels that make moving it around a room for storage much easier. At the core of the foldable design are the two hubs at the front of the seat that use a cam lever to tighten and loosen. This is how the cockpit folds and what keeps the seat, wheel plate tube, and front leg locked in place. The Formula Lite Pro also uses 3 straps to strengthen the wheel plate tube that supports the wheelbase. A single strap on the GT Lite and FGT Lite help, but adding the dual straps on the GT Lite Pro and this Formula Lite Pro running down to the pedal frame adds more stability when pulling back on the wheel. Otherwise, the cockpit has been designed with a lot of different adjustment points that don't require any tools. There are a couple pins that hold the backrest in place here, so you can change the angle. You can adjust the height of the front legs here if you want to tilt it back a little bit more. You can adjust how far the pedals are forward and backwards. You can kind of adjust the angle of the pedals as well with the little brackets on the front legs. You can adjust the angle and also the horizontal position of the wheelbase, so you can get it a little bit further, a little bit closer, and kind of move that around a little bit. Very easy to do. And it's recommended for heights from about 3.5 feet to 6.5 feet. I'm 6'1", and I feel like there is a lot of extra room left here. I feel like almost a little bit small in this cockpit because there is a lot more adjustability to make things a little bit bigger. And once everything is set and you have it exactly where you want it, there is this wheel tube bar that connects on both sides. And so you might be wondering how you get in and out of the cockpit. There is a little latch on the side where you can swing this bar out a little bit and swing your legs out. Though you do want to be a little bit careful with that because with these straps, I had one of these pins break. As I opened it up and swung it out, I guess I went too far and it put too much pressure on the strap and broke the pin here. So that's something you want to pay attention to. Maybe not swing it too far, maybe loosen it before you swing it. But basically, you just want to make sure that there's not too much pressure on this when you are swinging that bar so it doesn't break. So with everything set up here, it did take me a little bit to dial in the perfect comfort for me. And I'm still not even 100% sure this is the perfect placement for me. It's not like my GT Omega Titan, which has the chair slider, and I also bought the optional pedal slider for that, so I can very quickly and easily change the different positions of those pieces. This takes a little bit more. You can adjust the height of the front legs here. You can adjust the angle of those front legs, which drastically changes the bottom of the seat and what kind of angle is that at. And part of it might also be that I'm not completely used to doing this more Formula style seating position. I'm more used to a GT style where basically your seat is flat and your feet are a little bit lower than your legs. But because there are so many different adjustment points, there are a lot of things you can play around with here. Being able to adjust the pedal angle, for example, is a nice upgrade on here compared to something like the GT Racer from Next Level Racing, where you didn't have any adjustability to the base plate for the pedals. And the seat itself, you can see it's kind of this cloth material. It's, you know, very soft, it's not rigid. It has the frame that keeps it kind of rigid when you sit on it, and then there are some pads built into it, but it's not a super comfortable seat for really long gaming and racing sessions. I feel like it puts a lot of pressure kind of right on my tailbone, which can be more fatiguing than like a GT style racing cockpit. And it's also taken me a little while to dial in, you know, exactly where I want the wheelbase to be. There is no up and down adjustment. You can change the angle with that quick knob right there. It's very easy to do. And you can change the horizontal position of it also very quickly, just these 4 knobs underneath here. You can slide it forward and backwards, and depending on the placement of your TV, mine is a little bit low, the wheel can get kind of in the way and block a little bit of the TV. That's something where I might like to get the Formula Wheel mod for the Moza R3 that I have here. It's just a little accessory you can get that would eliminate this top part of the wheel and make it work better for this application. The nice thing is that there are quite a few different mounting holes on this plate here, and Next Level Racing has, you know, a long history of being compatible with a lot of different manufacturers for mounting different wheelbases and different pedals on this system as well. So during most of my testing, I've been using the Moza R3 bundle on an Xbox Series X. This feels like a good match for budget and use. The Formula Lite Pro's foldable and movable nature fits this console experience well, as you can get it out of the way when it's not in use. It's also very affordable compared to a lot of other cockpits out there. The R3 doesn't get anywhere near the maximum torque support of the Formula Lite Pro, but it still shows some of the compromises inherent with this design. The straps help to add a little bit more stability and rigidity just overall. You know, you don't feel like you're gonna break the thing, but you still get a little bit of flex in there. So because of that, you feel like you kind of lose some of the little micro force feedback moments that you'd be getting from a direct drive wheelbase, which one of the major benefits of these is being able to feel those really fine details. On the pedal side though, things feel great on this cockpit. Being able to hard mount the pedals on something is one of the best upgrades I think you can do for a sim racing experience. You can then apply more force without the fear of the pedals moving around on you, and you can be a little bit more fine-tuned with your braking. I've also got the brake mod on this. This is the Moza SRP Lite, so it comes with the R3, and I've got the clutch add-on, and then I also have the Performance Brake Kit mod, which basically just adds more resistance to the brake pedal. So in this application, when you have it hard mounted, that is a really nice upgrade to the brake pedal. And like I mentioned, being able to position these almost exactly where you want them, moving them in and out and up and down to change the angle, makes the pedal experience very nice on the Formula Lite Pro. Even when I'm really pushing on the brake pedal and applying a lot of force, I don't feel like the pedals are moving at all and doesn't feel like there's much flex at all. So once again, for this price point, that feels really solid here. So overall, while it is very affordable, the Formula Lite Pro, you know, at $300, it kind of is a tale of compromise. Obviously, its benefit is that it is very affordable, it's foldable so you can get it out of the way, and it can support some pretty heavy-duty wheelbases. But you see some compromises in the, you know, mesh seat that doesn't provide the best support and might be a little fatiguing. The strap setup on here, which still, you know, shows a little bit of flex and is going to take out some of the fine details on the wheelbase force feedback. But for the console racer who wants to be able to set this up in their living room but not have it have to always sit there, and they want to be able to easily pack it up and move it away, this might tick all the boxes. The ergonomics obviously are vastly different than a desk setup. You know, being able to sit in a more formula-like position is a little bit more immersive and more fun when playing formula style titles, and having somewhere to hard mount the pedals and mount your wheelbase is a very nice upgrade over a desk setup. The more I used it, the more I found myself enjoying it, and in this kind of scenario, playing on a console in front of a TV, I would absolutely prefer to have this over a wheel stand type sim racing cockpit. And of course, if you aren't into formula titles or you play more GT, be sure to check out the GT Lite Pro from Next Level Racing instead. But that's going to do it for this look at the Next Level Racing Formula Lite Pro. Let me know what you think about it down in the comments below. And if you want to watch some other videos, I will link to our review of the GT Omega Titan, as well as our most recent video. And thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up so others can find it easier, and consider subscribing. I'm Jordan with 9to5 Toys.